You may have noticed that Wuthering Waves has utilized some bosses a second time upon hitting Renesita. This brought in new power and ease of use for many of the bosses we had back in Huanglong. One of the other things they did was reuse boss assets while also redesigning, adding different effects, and making them more story relevant compared to the other bosses. This is in reference to Kelpie, which is a reskinning of Tempest Mephis in Huanglong Central Plains, and with the most recent boss, the Lady of the Sea, being a reskin of the Morning Ikes of Whining Ix's Mire. I wanted to touch on this real quick because I gotta give praise on this. You can recognize that yes, these are reskin bosses, but them doing this is actually them addressing an issue I saw some people mention in previous quests. The quest usually hits a climax with a boss fight. Some may find them lame because of it just being dropped into these spaces when they should have been given some better treatment. It may make things feel a little disjointed, or for some, feel like a lazy copy and paste job. Two notable examples would have been from 1.2 Shang Liao's ending boss being the Mech Abomination, and 2.1's boss being Shiny Lorelei. Now, in the context of the quest, it's not too bad. Mech Abomination is featured in Shang Liao's showcase, and he has potential ties to the court of Savante if you look at his experiences. His father may have been a part of the court, and the intricate puzzle given to him could be proof of that. The Mech Abomination is one that was born from the court and the experiments that went on near Whining Ix's Mire in their pursuit to recreate the Retroact Rain. Shiny Lorelei similarly is supposed to be the siren that's been causing trouble for Cetus, and that has obvious ties to the real Lorelei who sings in her domain during the night. Thematically, things are fine, but usually people tend to not enjoy seeing bosses reused in parts of the game when they are sometimes talked up to be something much more sinister or different for the quest. You get all the background and the story, all for it to be the overworld boss you take behind the local Arby's so you can stuff your roast beef down their tacit holes. Thankfully, Kuro has tended to this with the reskinning and redesigning, at least when looking at Kelpie and the Lady of the Sea as of 2.4. That signals to us that they're aware of bosses and the importance they serve in our experiences in quests. These two bosses possess attributes of the familiar ones, yet at the same time bring in strikingly new looks, new mechanics and moves, and also new effects. This helps match up the story build-up and the payoff of the climax of a quest more. The Lady of the Sea, I think, is the best example of that, utilizing Kuro's ability to do some semi-body horror stuff which they aren't new to, and also tying the failed tragedy of a character to their corruption, giving reason behind their new warped look. My hope is that going forward they continue to utilize this trend when it makes sense. The best outcome of this hope is that each boss is new and unique, but I don't think that's gonna happen. It's something that's potentially non-resourceful considering you'd only see those bosses for like, at max 5 minutes for a fight, and maybe give or take a small cutscene. But seriously, the way they handled Mia and having her be the Lady of the Sea was, in my opinion, done very well, and I think most people don't even realize that she was a reskin of the Morning Ikes. I can't blame you though, the lead up and the experience was fucking awesome! So fucking good. People were headbanging harder than a toddler in a mosh pit. I hope to God we hear more of the prog metal gent kind of stuff. As a progressive metal and general metalhead, I need it in my audio hole receivers. I'd lose it if they did a collab with anyone from Animals as Leaders, especially Matt Garska. Angel Vivaldi. Or Misha Mansoor, like what was done for Destiny 2. But anywho, how do you feel about the boss reskinning they've done? Thank you for letting me take your time, like and sub, and be safe out there.